Hey everybody, welcome to the brand new channel. Now, if you guys don't know, I am Chase Botov from the Sonic Heroes channel that got deleted from YouTube, I think. So we're here making a new channel today. And for one of our first videos, I thought I could talk about one of my favorite Sonic shows, Sonic Prime. Now, the way I'm going to do this is basically I'm going to be showing you guys just screenshots of Sonic Prime so YouTube doesn't copyright me. But for right now, we're going to dive right in. So, I didn't really expect to hate Sonic Prime that much. I really love the show and see what they did with their plot. But after thinking and watching the show again, I came to the conclusion that the show is kind of worse than I thought, but it's still really great. Yeah, this show is just as good as it was before, but there was just so many issues with how it was structured that I just really have a problem with. And we're going to discuss that in this video. Now, I'm going to be going over the whole series in this video, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. And we're going to be starting with the first season. Now, honestly, season 1 might be where the most issues line up. But it's not the most disgraceful of them, which we'll talk about when we get to season 3. But season 1 for me is by far the worst season out of the 3. For one, the animation was really good, but the action was not there until like the last 2 episodes. Or at least the last 3. And for 2, the Sonic was really annoying, really unlikable for like the past show. I would say the past 5 episodes, he was just so unlikable. I never liked Sonic's character. I used to, but after watching these episodes, it's just so unbearable. Speaking of unbearable, episodes 4 and 5 were legit nightmares to watch. I cannot believe how boring their plots are and just how exhausting it was to get through. Like, my entire time, I just watched my phone because of how boring it really is. I cannot stress enough how boring Sonic Prime's episode 4 and 5 are. But to give some good qualities, I really do like the characters outside of Sonic. Like, 9 is still my favorite character. I do like Rebel Rouge and Renegade Nux. Rusty wasn't that bad of a character. I like the No Place characters. They were all great. The animation style was also fantastic. And it's one of the only redeeming qualities of this show, if you ask me. I think the action only peaked in, like, the Sonic and Shadow fight scene and the last couple of episodes in Season 1. Don't get me wrong, I don't think Season 1 is awful. I don't think it's bad at all. I just think it has so many problems that could be fixed. But what are some of the major good points? Well, for one, I said the animation was really good. The action in the final battle was just really good. The final episode as a whole was my favorite episode the whole season. Because for one, I said I like the characters inside that dimension. And for two, the action was just really good. I have to bring it up because that's one of the only redeeming qualities that make this show really great as it is. Overall, Sonic Prime Season 1 was just a fantastic, but also mid-start to this otherwise great series. I give Season 1 a 6.5 out of 10. I could see myself rewatching episodes 7 and 8, and maybe even 6, but I don't think the others, I don't mind ever watching again. But now we're going to move on to Season 2, and this is where the show gradually improved. Season 2 for me was just miles better than the first season for me. Sure, it has problems still, but it's actually really wonderful. Firstly, the animation is way better. Like, I don't know, but I feel like the animation is just so much better in Season 2. Second off, Shadow and Sonic's, like, friendship dynamic is just awesome. I really love what they're going for, and this is one of the things I love Season 3 about, which we'll talk about later. And the whole Avoid the Void episode was just the perfect Sonic and Shadow episode. And I think someone actually made a video of that, so if you want to check out many videos of Avoid the Void, there are many out there, so go check them out. But anyways, I think those episodes is really just amazing. Shadow as a whole is just a peak of character. Throughout the time, the last good Shadow we ever had was Sonic 06. And yeah, for the games, he's still not great, but at least we got Prime to fill that void. Prime Shadow is literally one of the best characters. I really enjoyed how Sonic Prime's writers really written him. He written as like a great character, someone who can actually depend on others a bit, but also sees his own way. And oh my god, the fight scene between him and Sonic and Ghost Tail was absolute amazing. And also, yeah, I gotta say this again, but the animation is also really good. The action is also really good, like I said earlier. Once again, the final episode is just the best episode of the season. Because for one, it just brings all the villains and the heroes, or at least the main heroes, for an awesome climactic final battle. I really enjoyed this, and well, there is one moment in the finale I will talk about later. But if I have to give my issues out of the way for the season, I would say Second Wind is a really bad episode. It's honestly super boring. Like, Dread is honestly so unlikable. He almost reminds me how Sonic was written in Season 1, but even worse, honestly. Sonic got actually better throughout the seasons, but Dread, he only just become more and more dislikable throughout the entire season. And also, the Chaos Council on rewatch are just not good villains. They're just not enjoyable to watch anymore. I can see there's some funny moments with them, but honestly, they're just so bad as being threatening villains that it's so bad, honestly. I could see a few moments where I could like them, and Mr. Dr. Eggman's a really good one. But besides that, they're just pathetic villains. They're honestly not enjoyable. The villain, Nine, is a perfect villain. We'll talk about him in a bit. And speaking of, Nine is honestly a great character. I really like when he goes through the season. And while he's not my favorite character at the time, I realized just how great his character went throughout the season. Him and Sonic growing closer and closer. But throughout the majority of the show, he's just stuck on the Chaos Council ship, which is not a bad thing, I guess. But he doesn't really get to do much outside being in the last couple of episodes. And also, honestly, this is maybe just a bit of a nitpick, but I really wish Shadow and Chaos Sonic got more screen time throughout the season. Shadow, one of my biggest issues with him, and this is Season 1's biggest issue, was that he wasn't in the show that much. For Season 1, he was only in like one major fight scene and a few small moments there, but that's about it. In Season 2, he was in a Void, sure, but he only stick around inside of the Void, or the Shatter Space as you call it, for like the entire season until the finale. It only in the first and last episodes he really gets the major appearances, which is really frustrating. Same goes for Chaos Sonic. He only goes for one episode throughout the entire show. And while we do get some Grim-like robots and Nine built that kind of look like him, it's not actually him because they don't talk at all. I just really wish Chaos Sonic got more to do. But hey, at least Sonic got a big of an improvement. And you know what super form they gave him? Prismatic Sonic. And holy god, this might be one of the best super forms. Okay, that might be over-exaggerated, but Jesus, man, I can't go over how good this super form looks. Eggman's especially. I really do like what they did here. Just the animators did a great job expressing how they look. And also, I gotta mention, that cliffhanger ending really left me surprised. Eventually, Nine was probably going to betray them at one point. Like, people knew that Nine was just not going to be trustworthy. I didn't really think much of it, but when I see Nine carrying all the shards with him back to the Grim, I realized, oh my god, things about in Season 3 are about to go down. So yeah, that was it for Season 2. Overall, I really enjoyed the season, and it's miles better than the first season. I give Season 2 an 8 out of 10. A really enjoyable season with some flaws. But now we're getting to the most controversial season. Sonic Prime Season 3. Now, a lot of people hate this season and call it the worst season out of them. Me, personally, I think it's just slightly better than Season 2. Okay, I know you might kill me, but hear me out. I really think Season 3 is the best season of them all. But I might as well drop this now. If you don't agree with my opinions, then that's completely fine. You could share them down below in the comments. But I was gonna say here that season 3 was my personal favorite because, for one, the animation action are the best out of any season. I'm not even kidding. While the final fight, which we'll get into in a bit, dragged on for way too long, the action in there made it up so much. I really love the characters in this season, and I feel like they gradually improve throughout the first 2 seasons. And honestly, I didn't really find any character unlikable except for the Chaos Council. But that's about it. And also, Nye was just a perfect antagonist because he was like once Sonic's best friend and throughout the course of the show. But now seeing him become the major villain this season is honestly incredible. I really love that he has to turn the Grim into his own personal paradise and needs Sonic's energy to make it stabilize. It's really just good. Also, we get one of the best scenes of all across the show where Sonic and Nine have a little conversation. And it's so beautiful, man. And really capitalize how good the show can have good dialogue. And also, the scene where Sonic gives up his Paradox Prism energy was just really spectacular. But to give in some of my issues, let me just say, the final fight, like I said, dragged on for 3 episodes. 3. And we have to watch everybody's fight the same robots for the same place for 1 hour. Yeah, this was pretty bad. The only thing that was saving it is the fact that the animation and action were really good. And I don't feel bored watching it, but Jesus, man, I don't know what they were thinking behind, like, them storyboarding this episode. Like, I don't know what made them think, oh yeah, let's just make the final fight, like, last, like, 3 episodes where we're at the same place fighting the same damn robots for 1 hour. It's just unbearable, but at least the action was still really good. And the final point of season 3, which is my biggest issue of the whole show, the ending. Holy crap, they fumbled the ending so hard, it's honestly unbelievable. So basically, after Sonic takes away his prismatic energy, Shadow and the others try to help him get back to Green Hill, with Shadow being the one to do so. And you want to know what happens? The timeline actually resets before Sonic destroyed the Paradox Prism. So that means the whole events of Sonic Prime never actually happened. And I didn't know about this because I was stupid. And when I actually found this out, I was heartbreaking because I lose some of my potential favorite characters across the whole series. And all because of this. This is not how you make good writing here. But what makes this even worse is the beach scene where they're all talking. Honestly, man, it's good on its own, but Jesus Christ. As an actual ending, can't believe it. So basically, this whole big explosion happens. And then this big ship comes, and then Sonic sees them, and then they went to attack, and then, yeah, that's basically it. There's no way they actually ended like this. Are you telling me, after 2 whole damn years, you decide to end the show like this? Look, man, I really enjoyed season 3, but the fact that you made it end like that is just awful. Do you know what makes it even worse, though? Ian Flynn stated on Twitter that, yes, the timeline actually got resetted. So that means Sonic Prime didn't actually happen. And also the show takes place after Advance 3 or some shit like that. Oh, my bad. But yeah, so basically Ian Flynn states that Sonic Prime didn't matter, and if you don't like how it turned out, then you could just simply ignore it. Then I don't get what's the point of making a canon. If you're gonna make a canon, then make it something accurate to the actual games, not some damn timeline reset. No, that's how you not make good writing. That is not good writing. That is something that should actually be excused. And also, not to mention, where did Shadow go with the Paradox Prism? If it's actually canon to, like, the main games, then it should be actively explored to of where Shadow took the damn thing. Okay, I really hate this ending so much, it's unbelievable. Well, besides those issues, I really enjoyed Sonic Prime Season 3. Honestly, it was not as bad as people think it's gonna be. Sure, stuff like the final fight taking over for way too long and the ending sucks. I still really enjoyed this season. It's only slightly better than Season 2, so that's why I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. Not the best season, but it's also not the worst. Whew, that was something to get through. So, now that I go over every single season of Sonic Prime, what would I rate the show? Well, the same rating I give Season 3, an 8.5 out of 10, bordering on a 9. I would give it a 9 out of 10, but the show's issues really are very bad, and it's just make the show only a couple points worse. But this is still the best Sonic show by far, and I don't see any other Sonic show topping it. So yeah, that's my Sonic Prime review. If you disagree with my opinions, then that's completely okay. We can all have a conversation about something or just talk about it down below. And I know some people actively hate Season 3, but I personally like it. So please do not go in the comments and say, oh, I hate you because you don't agree with my opinions. You're just being toxic, and that's basically what you're doing. But yeah, that's going to end it all for me, folks. If you really enjoyed this video, thank you guys so much. Consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And believe me, I don't really like saying this to you all, but I don't know. You can just do whatever you want. Anyways, goodbye, everybody.